Well, one of the many political races heating up for the 2018 elections is for the position of the county's top prosecutor. We continue our live interviews with candidates who have put their hats into the ring for state's attorney in Prince George's.
That's right. Aisha Braveboy has yet to formally make the announcement, but she's here with us to talk about it and talk a little bit about why she's the best person for the job. How are you?
Wonderful. It's a great day.
Well, let's start out by talking a little bit about you. A lot of people have seen your face, they know your work. Tell us about you in terms of your background, your family, that sort of thing.
Well, you know, I grew up here in Prince George's County, and I love this county. I went to the Prince George's County Public Schools. I graduated from Largo High School, and then I went on to the University of Maryland, and then Howard University School of Law. So I'm not only from this area, I've stayed committed to being and living in this area for nearly all of my life. My father actually immigrated to this country from Grenada, which a lot of people don't know. So I have some Caribbean blood also flowing through me. And, you know, I just really appreciate the opportunity to grow up in a community like this. You know, when I was much younger, I would ride my bike to the park. You know, my grandmother who lived with us at the time would sit out on the porch. And when I go around now to so many communities, our young people aren't outside, you know, because oftentimes their parents are worried for their safety. Sometimes our seniors, they're not sitting out on the porch enjoying their senior and their twilight years because they're afraid of what's going on in their neighborhoods and communities. And that's a big problem for me.
Now, you are a former delegate.
I am a former delegate.
Have run for a state office before in the past. Yes. You're an attorney. Tell us a little bit about what makes you stand out among the other candidates.
Sure. Well, I mean, I can say this. I'm the only candidate in this race who's run countywide. I did run for Attorney General for the state of Maryland, and while I didn't win the general election, the primary, I did win the county. So I have county-wide name recognition. I have told individuals in this county, you know, what my platform is, who I'm about, and they came out and voted for me. And so I suspect that they'll vote for me again because I'm the same person with the same values and will be advocating for many of the same issues.
Now, there are a lot of issues facing the county, one having to do with corruption and the different issues of trust that people have in government. How would you, as state's attorney, address trust and corruption issues? Absolutely.
Well, head on. You know, we cannot accept individuals who are supposed to be serving us as public officials, using their positions to advantage themselves personally. Whether they're people who I know or who might consider a friend, if they're doing wrong, they must be prosecuted, and I won't have any problems doing that.
And in terms of if there are complaints against officers, how do you go about handling that?
Well, we have to investigate them just like we would any other alleged crime. And, you know, again, we have to hold those who have sworn to uphold the public trust. We have to hold them in the highest level of accountability. And if they are not being accountable to the public, we have to take steps to correct that.
If you had to say what are the three main issues that you're going to be pushing for, can you, in a nutshell, tell us what those will be?
Sure. You know, when I look at the leading sort of causes of homicides in our county, one, unfortunately, is domestic violence. And we've seen it very recently with several women and children being murdered by their alleged loved ones. And that number doesn't change from year to year. 20 to 25 people in our community each year die as a result of domestic violence. It is an issue that's not going away, and we have to address it head on. And I intend to do that if I become the state's attorney. And then we have to look at property crimes. You know, most people—
Very quickly, we need to wrap up. So,
most people will be affected by some type of financial or property crime, and we need to have a larger sort of staff in the state's attorney's office to address those financial crimes, and of course crimes against seniors and those who have intellectual disabilities. Big issues in our county that I hope to address as your next state's attorney.
All right,
thank you so much. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
You can follow her campaign on AishaBraveboy.com or on Facebook at Aisha Braveboy 2018.